Day is Wednesday, September 16, 2020. Raven 98 here, along with.
Okay, good morning, TNT. It's Wednesday, and we're back. I know you guys didn't want us to be back. We didn't want to come back. We're looking for the day we don't. But until then, here we are. All right, Ray, what's going on? Anything good?
No updates went out.
We have updates, just didn't send them out. We just didn't want them to know. That's all right. I'm just messing. As usual.
All right. Well, we did get something late last night about the TV, but that didn't get posted yet. Word from Iraq that the TV newsman said changes that Kadimi made related to naming the new CBI governor was done, so the reforms can now be done.
Oh, so the only reason he did what he did was so he can do what he needs to do.
Okay, I got that.
Okay. That's it, guys. A lot of controversy about him swapping the positions, which we know it would be. Leakey didn't like it. Miri didn't like it. None of Iran's people liked it. They were trying to say it was corrupt, it was quota-driven, everything else. That's why they came out with the article, came out on the news to let the people know this is what had to be done to meet your reforms. So the people themselves came out, did an interview, said they are preparing for their protest to start in 2 weeks. They said 1st of October. So they're preparing for that if the reforms aren't done. Al-Kazemi is preparing to get all the reforms done. The call on Monday, we talked about the budget being done on Saturday and being submitted on Saturday. We know right after the call, they made an announcement that it would be submitted on Tuesday, which it was yesterday. So it was still, hopefully, they're saying they'd be voted on by Saturday since it was submitted. It's supposed to take the sit up to 2 weeks to actually fully vote on it. But that would be before the end of the month. Okay, hold on for a second. Hold on. Okay, sorry. I thought that was information, but it wasn't. So, anyway, I'm trying to think anything else happening. We got that. All of the appointments we saw were basically financial. Because that was one of the things we knew they had to have control of the money before they would do the RV. And now they fully have that. Laws are done. The banks are sitting at the banks. They are sitting there. They're still working 6-11. They are going to work through the end of the month. So that was their big announcement, was we're going to keep doing what we're doing, 6-11, through the end of the month, because they do expect it then. So, there's something else I wanted to talk to you guys about, though. So, let me think about when's a good time to do it. Oh, right now. Okay. All right, Ray, this may take me a minute so you can relax. Guys, something that my New York guy told me about, my Wisconsin guy told me about, our Florida guy has been told us about, but I guess I need to talk to you guys about it. And part of it is why we're here, what we do, and what we've gone through. And I did that again on Monday. Guys, we're here to educate you to get the best you can get out of the deal. To get the best, to get the most money you can get. That's why we give you the rates. So you're already anticipating what you should be hearing when you go in there. That's why I tried to explain to you guys how to go into your appointment and even what to say when you get in the appointment. How to approach this whole thing is so you can get the best deal you can get. You know how much you have, you know the different rates, you know what you should be qualified for, you know what you're going to ask for to do with it when you get ready to leave. But I'm going to give you an example of what's going on. A lot of you guys are sports people, so I can use sports and say, man, have you ever once seen a coach go to the opposing team and say, here's our game plan. So when the game comes, we expect you to conform to our game plan. Do they go to the other team and say that? This is our lineup. This is our first 30 plays that we're going to run or do. And you need to bow down to them so we can win the game. I've never seen that happen. Not as a team. Now, somebody might cheat and do some crazy stuff like that, but not as a team. I've never seen any business go to its competitor and say, hey, this is the next 10 commercials we're going to run, and they're all going to be about you and how much we're better than you, and so we can get this done. And I need you to expect that and bow down to it. I don't see that happen. Anybody in negotiation, I've never, ever seen somebody negotiate, go to the desk, say, hey, I know we got a meeting on Friday, Saturday, or Monday. I'm going to bring my 5 guys. You bring your 5 guys. You know, I want $50 an item, but I'm going to start at 100 just so you feel good about getting me down to 50. That's what I'm going to do. Just so you know. But don't go below 50. I don't care if the rate is 30. That's none of what I just said made any sense. None of it. So it just doesn't make sense for us to go to the bank, go to bankers, go to wealth managers, go to people who we know at some point we have to negotiate with and give them our whole strategy before we even go to the meeting. You get your best results in the heat of the moment. You get your best results when you know what you're talking about and they don't. If I go tell a wealth manager, you know, I want 15%, 20% next week when we meet, he said, well, why do you think you should get that? And here's a real kicker, which makes absolutely no sense to me. Well, because Tony on TNT said so. Who in the hell is Tony on TNT? He's going to tell you what interest rate I got to give you. Especially when they don't even have a clue yet. They haven't even started. But now what you've done is you prepared that guy. He can go investigate. He can go look and see, is this right, is that? And all of his superiors can tell him, yeah, but don't do it. This is what you tell him now. Too many people found out. It was too fast. It was this, that, whatever. So now we can't do it no more. So now he has an answer ready for you. Because you gave him a week's notice. Month's notice of exactly what you want, how you want it, and why you want it. Exactly what your game plan is going to be in there. That's not negotiating. That's giving away all of your advantage to a guy you don't even know. A guy who doesn't care about you at all. He's doing his job. It never makes sense. I'm not telling you guys don't go to the bank and meet somebody, because you should. If you can. I'm just saying meeting. I'm not telling you not to have a relationship with bankers, because you should. I'm telling you it doesn't make sense to give away your entire game plan before the actual event if they didn't approach you. It just doesn't. Okay? Because for years, we've been here for 15 years, and I tell you back in the beginning, they are listening to our calls. They are changing the rules, which they did, writing laws, which they did, based on our calls. So, okay, and we could deal with that part because it's only between us and the top guys. But now you're out there educating the bankers themselves, the wealth managers themselves, and making them go and research and be prepared for when you walk in, which makes your deal even harder. I just don't think it's the best, guys. That's all. I want to pass that on to you, because I think some people are making that mistake as we go along. Now, again, the banks themselves are going to tell you, I don't know. And I tell you guys that on Monday. You asked, is it good to go to a bank and get a relationship and tell them everything? I said, yes, if you can hear no. As long as you can take no, it's a scam. I don't know it. I don't know what you're talking about. And the fact that for the most of them, that's going to be true because they absolutely don't. Because they haven't been told yet. But the ones where we're going and laying out our entire game plan to people, letting them go back and get feedback from their superiors, higher uppers, and letting them change the system or the class or rewrite the rules so that we can't do the very things we told you to do. Doesn't make sense. You're supposed to know the game plan. You're not supposed to hand it to the opposing team a week before you play the game. That doesn't make any sense. So anyway, I wanted to get that out. Let's do it the right way. We still got a great opportunity. But if it's somebody you want to do business with, a bank you want to do business with, certain people, you can't negotiate against yourself before the negotiations even start. That doesn't make sense. All right, Ray, let's do it.